It's hard to be taken seriously as a new coach and build a name in the industry, especially if you were not known for something else before you became a coach and you have little coaching experience under your belt. Nevertheless, it's possible, and that is what we'll discuss in today's video: how to get credibility as a new coach. Hello friends, and welcome back to the Savvy Corner. My name is Alisa and I help qualified coaches build successful coaching businesses. You cannot build a successful coaching business if people don't see you as an authority in the field, a credible and reputable professional, even if you are a new coach. How do you do that? Grab a drink and let's talk about it. One thing that will immediately offer credibility are your coaching credentials, your coaching qualification, if it's accredited or not, your adherence to the profession's code of ethics, and any other accolades you might have as a coach. Credentials used to matter more if you were looking to coach inside big companies, but they are becoming more and more important for small organizations and for individual clients. And that is because people are starting to notice that there are a lot of professionals who call themselves coaches, but who don't actually understand what coaching is. A reputable coaching qualification accredited by a coaching body guarantees that the coach has gone through approved training and a certain number of hours of coaching practice before they were released into the world to coach. Coaching qualifications are not cheap. Good ones usually set you back a few £1,000s, but there is a reason for that. Accreditation requires a rigorous process and adherence to strict rules, and that comes with a price. I've done 2 coaching qualifications myself, and I've worked with numerous qualified coaches, and I have never heard anyone say that the investment was not worth it. So coaching credentials are the first thing that will offer you credibility as a new coach. What I want to talk about next is experience, and I don't mean coaching experience necessarily. If you have coaching experience, that's great, keep up the good work. But if you don't, what other experience do you have that is relevant to your area of coaching? When I started as a financial coach in 2017, I did not have any coaching experience at all. Until I did my first coaching qualification, I didn't even know much about coaching. However, I had experience working with money as an accountant and analyzing figures as a business and operations analyst. I had commercial acumen and the experience of buying my first home in the UK when I was a 20-something-year-old. I also had the experience of growing up having a very interesting relationship with money. That is what I brought to the table, plus a bunch of other things that I won't go into right now. What do you bring to the table? If you're a career coach, perhaps you have experience working in HR or as a recruiter. I'm not saying that you need this experience to be a good coach. Please don't get me wrong here. I know that you don't need experience in a particular field to be able to successfully coach someone on that topic. But experience that is relevant to your coaching niche will give you credibility and something to fall onto until you build more coaching experience. As you build your coaching experience, even as a student and as part of your qualification, make sure you ask your clients for testimonials and recommendations. This is what will help you get social proof, which is the next item on my list. Prospects want to know how you can help them, but they also want to know how you helped others in similar situations. Testimonials and recommendations are an indication that your existing and previous clients were satisfied with your coaching services, which means future clients might be too. We always check reviews before buying products because we want to know what others have to say. It's no different with coaching. If your clients are nervous to give you a public testimonial, ask for an anonymous one instead. Also, something that has worked really well for me were case studies. I wrote several case studies, anonymized and with the client's permission, of course, to give prospects an indication of what working with me looks like and the results and value they can expect to get. Speaking of value, if you're finding the video useful so far, please give it a big thumbs up and consider subscribing. It really helps to support the channel, and I thank you in advance if you do. Your content is another important step in building credibility. I have an entire video on content creation tips for coaches that I will link for you here, and a very comprehensive article with content ideas for coaches and a downloadable content calendar. I will link them both in the description box below so I don't have to repeat myself here. But there is something that I do want to talk about now when it comes to content. It's not just what you create or write and how relevant it is to your audience that's important. How you do it also matters in terms of credibility. I don't know about you, but when I see errors in someone's content, spelling and grammar mistakes, over formatting, lines upon lines of emoticons and exclamation marks, it simply puts me off, even if the content itself is good. And I'm not saying it has to be perfect because mistakes happen, but sometimes I see this consistently from the same people, and every time it happens, it makes me take them less seriously. Speaking of being taken seriously, who you associate yourself with has a big impact on credibility. And that includes people, organizations, companies, associations, coaching bodies, and other entities that you have some sort of connection with. Did you notice that sometimes people put on their LinkedIn profile ex-Google or ex-Apple, ex-Facebook, ex-Big Four? Why do they do it, especially since they're not an employee of those companies anymore? They do it because their association with those companies, even if it was in the past, gives them credibility. I associate myself with the University of Cambridge, where I qualified as a coach and where I also teach a business course for coaches. I'm also a fellow of the Association for Chartered Certified Accountants. I'm a Harvard Business Review contributor. I regularly collaborate with the Association for Coaching and with various coaching training providers. If these organizations trust me to work with them and they associate their names with mine, then I must be doing something right. This is how prospects think as well. It can work the other way too. If you associate yourself with companies or people who are involved in scandals or have a dubious reputation, your reputation might suffer as a consequence. So pay close attention to this aspect and who you associate yourself with. Something else to pay close attention to is your presence. What do I mean by that? The way you carry yourself, the way you hold a room when you speak, your manners, your reactions, and what you inspire in other people. There is no right or wrong way to act as long as you're decent and you're not offending people. But ask yourself, what kind of clients do you want your actions and presence to attract? I was reading the other day about Virgin Atlantic and their identity as a brand versus British Airways. And the point the author was making was that if Virgin Atlantic would suddenly start to sound all corporate, their clients might find it off-putting. For British Airways, however, it's the other way around because humor is not really part of their brand identity. Your presence will give you credibility in front of some people and eliminate others as potential clients, which is absolutely fine, but worth being aware of as a new coach. Okay, I've been talking for a while. Let's do a quick recap of the things that can help you get taken seriously and get credibility as a new coach. Your coaching credentials, relevant experience, social proof, the content you create, the entities you associate with, and your presence. That's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, you might want to check out these other two as well. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Alisa, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.